all of a sudden. And you very well could be seeing these, and you may think that it's just happening inside your home. This species that is showing up inside your home. And I'm talking about the black ants. I'm not talking about, it may, it may seem kind of strange. I'm not talking about the great big the great big ants like that, the great big black ants that are really big. I'm not talking about the little teeny tiny ants. I'm talking about the ants that are in between and they're black. It's not like the little bitty sugar ants. These are the in-between ants, and they're black, and they seem to be coming all over the place. Have you been seeing these in your home? I know I mentioned it in a video, probably, I don't know when it was. It was a few days ago in the middle of a video or something out of the clear blue. Have you been seeing ants in your house? And that you haven't been seeing before. Um, Hello there. You haven't seen them? The pea ants, but are they the little tiny ants? These ones are probably, I would venture to say, between 1/16 and 1/8 of an inch. You've got ants everywhere, and I spoke with a neighbor. They've got ants too, the same type of ants I'm seeing in our house. They appeared just like out of the clear blue. And it was like probably a couple weeks ago, we just started looking at them. I don't know if it's sugar ants. I don't know how big a sugar ant is, but we've never had this type of ants in our house before. I've seen the little tiny, like teeny tiny ants that you would probably need a magnifying glass for. But these would kind of resemble carpenter ants, but they're not as big. Um, your sister-in-law, we live 1 hour away. Um, oh, you have that type of ants down here in Louisiana. Every year, somebody sends you a memory. Okay, you fought them last night. Are they, you, Penny, honey, you think they're the carpenter ants? The carpenter ants are wood ants. Um, Joey, we don't have, I only had ants in my pants one time. And I can't remember when it was, but I did have ants in my pants because I sat down on something with a pair of shorts and they stung my body and it didn't feel too good. You're in Alabama. If I could find one out here, I would show you, but they're in the house is where they're at here. And they didn't used to be showing up like that. They're mountain ants. Oh, moisture ants, Mickey, honey? Moisture. Um, Thank you, Joey, honey. Yeah, I'm trying if I could see any like on the side of the house, but I don't see any here. You could maybe describe them as the type that would suck well, they're not the kind that's going to suck the sap out of here because even the ones that get on, oh, you little bitty baby. I was sitting there talking too loud for that bird right there. It's trying to get my attention. It wants me to be quiet. They might be termites. No, termites have like a different type of body. These were literally ants. Oh, I hear a tractor across the road. I thought, what am I hearing? Um, you have seen a lot of those ants and they bite too. Yours are in Idaho. You don't see them, you just tuned in. Borax, and I've got that to get rid of them. You've seen the giant black ants and you think the frequency on this planet is changing their genetic structure. A velvet ant? You have the ants coming up from the bathtub drain, you all. This could be like a pestilence. 1 mile down the road, William, you have millions of grasshoppers everywhere. They'll be here in a day or so. Is it normal to have them, the grasshoppers, where you're at? I know that I don't know why this zooms up on me, but it does. Is it normal to have them? I'm trying to find some ants down here on the ground, but they are hiding on the counter. And a neighbor had to spray their house because of them and never had them before, ever. You never seen it before. Janice, honey, is buffering. The signal's not being too nice down there on that side of the porch. It's not. It's a pestilence to you. Maybe the earth is shifting too much. That could be discerning light. I thought about that too. Something is disturbing them, and they're coming up out of the ground, and they're looking for, no, I don't know, but they're like, you always had huge carpenter black ants, and you live in the forest. Yeah, hello, Susan. You got up at 3 a.m. and you took a video this morning, and it was sparkling. It looked fuzzy like a TV screen. You took a video. It's a portal. What if something's coming through the phones? A lot more ants in North Alabama, peppermint oil. The insects are walking in circles. Carpenter ants. Have you seen the flying scorpion bugs, you all? I saw something about Hawaii on fire. The bells are talking. They really are. This is the most vocal wind chime right here that has some energy associated with it. They're looking for their food storage for the winter already. Well, if they get in your food storage, what? Call ID at 5,000 feet, so mountain ants. Let me flip this around. Mountain ants, moisture ants, flying scorpions, grasshoppers. I know there's like a plague of locusts or grasshoppers in the Bible, and they ate every green thing, is what it said. They ate it all up. They're looking for food. I thought the Maui fires could be volcanic. Oh, red ants out all day in the desert. You can't walk through your yard. It looks like a plague, William, honey. You know, it's too bad you all can't share pictures on here like you can like Facebook or something. Telegram. YouTube doesn't have that thing, and I wonder why. I mean, you could do it on your own channel, but it's like different. So have you seen a lot of these insects lately? It's like an increase of them. Is what it's like. That wind chime's trying to hypnotize me. It's sending me into a trance. I gotta wake up. Saturday night, you woke up to hit the bathroom, is covered in carpenter ants crawling up the walls. Is that normal, Coco? Crawling up the walls? Hordes of them. The ants are not what you remember, Lalas. Hello, Lloyd. Borax for the ants. Oh, I love the wind chime too. It's very soothing to my spirit. It's soothing to your all spirit too. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Daryl. 50 plus years. Ireland, you've been trying to comment on my last video 4 times and it disappeared. Never mind, we will just keep going with love. The algorithm, the YouTube algorithm or the Google algorithm Either it's AI or it's a human being. They say they got some filters on this channel, and it's not my filters. And the majority of the comments never make it. And even times when I go to the for review, there's only around 8 or 9 comments that are in there. And you know there's more people looking and commenting more than that. Coco, Blackjack Gator, honey. You hate the little bugs that are connected with the love bugs. I don't know nothing about that. The place was rented for years ago in Maui and was adjacent to the front street. It's all gone. Oh. Flying ants. Well, I know they would come out at certain times. Flying ants could be the flying termites. Storming in Alabama. Wet with lots of mosquitoes. They're just moving. They get it. More rain and bugs. I've been using some ant bait for 10 years. It's not normal. My nose is itching. Somebody's talking about me. You freaked out, and after 4 a.m. you woke up your husband and 2 hours. Oh my God. 2 hours. 2 hours smashing them and washing them down the drain. I don't mean to laugh at. Oh my gosh, you all! This seems like a wild story right here. I mean, not saying that your story's not wild, but with these ants that are popping up all over the place, this is wild. You know, if you're all seeing them, there are a whole lot more people seeing them, a whole lot more, and they may not realize that other people are seeing them too. They made your condo in your firewood. Oh, my arm. The lower central Michigan, you do not sleep that night. Oh, wow. I wouldn't want ants crawling on me either. I wouldn't. You was told your nose itches. You're going to kiss a fool. No, I don't kiss fools. I don't. I don't. If I'm going to kiss somebody, it's going to be somebody I want to kiss. You was told it. Okay, I already read that. It rained a bunch in Bloomington. You sit outside and you wonder to yourself, where are all the bugs? Because you don't see them at night. Black ants are carpenter ants, and they're going to eat your houses. Lots of flying ants in the UK. Creepy ants. Bay leaves in the windows. I know you can use bay leaves when you store your flour. Long-term storage for flour, you need the dry bay leaves because they keep the insects out. Bay leaves, and you can get some kind of some kind of cat litter. I forget the kind it is, and get you some coffee. Filters and a staple. Put this stuff in there to suck up the moisture. That way your stuff don't get moisture and it stays dry. Your windshield used to be full of bugs, but now it's not. You have seen huge black ants. No flies. A lot of ants in Pennsylvania. The black ants you have not seen in your house. You went to sleep with a comforter. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. They're going to crawl in your nose and your ears. That's kind of creepy. That really is. Well, we could have an invasion of insects. We really could. An invasion of them. And you couldn't get rid of them. It's like roaches. If you get roaches. We had a neighbor when I lived in the projects. My mother was a very clean housekeeper, and she would have the housing authority come and spray, every other month or so, because the roaches kept appearing, and we never left food out or nothing. And the housing authority went to the adjoining unit next to us, and they were filthy. They were filthy. I went over their house one day when I was a teenager. I'm hearing something coming, like a helicopter. And they were sitting on their couches with fly swatters. And the roaches were crawling up the wall. The roaches were crawling on the furniture. And I went in the kitchen. This is daytime. The roaches were crawling on the counter in the kitchen. And those roaches were this big, and that's where they came from. When the housing authority went over there, they bombed that whole entire house up in the attic area and inside, and they had to leave. It was awful. That's why my mother would see roaches because of them. Some people, once you get in there, you can't get rid of them. Yeah, it's gross. It is gross, you all. Now, granted, if you live in Hawaii, you're going to walk outside on the grass when it gets evening time and nighttime. You're going to see big roaches out there. You are. You're going to see them kind of get into the house. But you're not going to have them crawling up on the inside of your house like that. You're not. Have you been seeing these things? You lived in a place where the neighbors had their house sprayed and ran. They all ran to your house. Oh my gosh. That's right. Even a nuclear blast will not kill the roaches. You got the floodings and the earthquakes. We got heat warning in Alabama. No killing, no spiders. You had to leave the bedroom because they were crawling up on the bed from the comforter touching the floor. 30 anthills. What? You just went over your acre yard, 30 anthills? And you put the poison out on the mounds? Is this normal to find so many anthills in your yard? Why are they coming up out of the ground? What if the ground is getting too hot for them inside the ground? Because the ground is heating up. Have you stuck your hand out on the earth and to see if, if you could, to see if it's like warmer than normal? You got the black snake. What? Oh, out of your sister's kitchen. You had the black ants yesterday and you called your dad's, and it's all glass. It's not normal. Jeffrey. Wow. Palmetto bugs. Are the palmetto bugs the little roly-polies that you can roll up in your hand and they turn into a gray ball? Is that the palmetto bugs? Is that a roly-poly? You have black ants bad, Sage, honey. All your life you have not seen ants. Oh, okay. You haven't seen these ants, you all. We're talking about like it's like an invasion of ants. I mean, they've always been here, but something's driving them out. Giant bugs, green and gold scales with huge eyes and sunglasses on the bug. It was probably a drone. We got some diametris earth, you do. Huge, oh. Well, now I know another name for cockroaches, palmetto bugs. You have the red ants. You don't see animals. We've got birds where I'm at and chirping. At night the insects come out. And it's really pretty, but I don't know if we're going to hear them with all the weather. Let me see this, you all. You got flying roaches. I've seen the flying roaches. When you got flying roaches, look out. Because that's when you know you're truly infested, when the roaches got wings on them. They're probably part of the insectoid species, the alien species. It's probably the lesser of them. They probably are, and they somehow mutated them into great big giant insectoids as a species. Okay, they got a mouth too. And you ever see an alien insect roach, like really, really tall? They probably got mouths that go like that. They got wings on their bodies too. Utah had a locust boom. They're giant roaches. When I lived in Hawaii, I never did like roaches, but when I lived in Hawaii, then came the centipedes. They were this big, really long, and they were fat, and they crawled inside the housing, on base housing, and they would get in between the carpet and the baseboard. It's like moist And then one time, the neighbor boy was visiting, and they were crawling up on the side of the couch, and it was this big. I could not stand the centipedes. And this woman, one of the co-workers of my husband's unit, she was coming home from work one day in her car, and when she pulled up in her driveway, because you didn't have far to drive on base to get to the centipede was up on her legs. She took her clothes off. she took her clothes off. She had to take her clothes off to get that centipede off of her. It's not funny. It's not funny. But when they were telling us that she had to do that, it was you just imagine. You're in your car and you got your pants on, your dress pants on and stuff, and you feel something crawling up your leg. You're going to take those clothes off really fast. You're going to take them off and you're going to scream. And you're going to throw them because you don't want nothing to do with them. And you ain't going to get back in that car. You're not. I know it isn't funny, but if you were going through it, it would be funny. But when I think about it right now, it is funny. But you all, that was the worst thing. Those centipedes got that big. They got enormous. Oh my God. She was trying to kick her pant legs off. You know how when you try to take your pant legs off and you don't want to touch them and you're trying to step. You're trying to step on your pants and try to use your legs to take your pant legs off, you all. That Then she ran in the house. She still had her top on, her dress blue top. Right in the house. In her underwear. Oh my God. This was on base, you all. Oh my gosh. I got to quit talking about that, you all. I'm supposed to be talking about the ants. Oh my gosh, that makes my stomach hurt, but it's good to laugh, you all. But I don't like centipedes. I don't like them for the mere reason that they could crawl up your leg like that and get on you. They're gross. Oh, they are so gross. They are. And they wanted, the University of Hawaii, they wanted centipedes above a certain inch for their scientific whatever studies. If you found them, you were supposed to call them and they would come and get it, or you would take it to them. Gina, think about Putin on that horse. It was kind of funny. I don't even know what video that was. I do not. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, we heard about that on Maui. You don't know what to do. You don't have a hole to crawl in, let alone a bridge to get under. Wood wasp, they lay in their eggs in it. The one with the shirt off, right? That's right. He's riding bareback on that bear. He's riding on a horse. I don't even think he has a saddle when he's riding it. Oh my gosh, you all. If you got these ants, Gina, what are you supposed to be talking about? I'm talking about the ants. Are you seeing these a lot more? They're inside your house. And there's somebody on here, it's Coco. She went in the bathroom and they were all over her bathroom wall, coming up out of the pipes. Someone else said they're just coming out of the drain pipes too. And they're just everywhere, you all. Something's driving them out of ground, and someone said that there was like around 30 ant hills on their property also. Yes, ants hate vinegar. They could feel the vibrations. Wow. You have a lot of wood wasp, and they are creepy. Are you talking about the wood boring wasp that drill the holes? I mean, I haven't got any up here, but they drill their holes in the wood. It's like conies. The conies hide in the rocks. Well, that's not an insect you are, but are you seeing more and more of these? Is what it is. Inside the house and bathroom is covered, you all. It's not good. You need sage? Oh, you're welcome, Lloyd. That kind of hurt my stomach, but it's okay. It's good to have memories that you can look back on and you can laugh and bring you happiness. It was a good laugh, and I don't like centipedes for that reason, because they crawl up on your furniture and you don't want to be laying there and have a centipede crawl up on you. But that lady, it's funny thinking about that. It was really funny. Yeah. So, okay, you got to laugh. You do. Check to see if there's any seismic activity. Oh, yes, Mary. That's right. Activity where you're seeing the ants. We had one earthquake when we first moved here back in 2004, 2005, and it shook the house. And I don't know what caused it. You know, it could have been somebody digging a tunnel underground too, but it could have been from Evansville, Indiana. Also, there's like rock places, they blow up stuff with the gravel. You put some water everywhere in the insects for the insects to drink it. You're at Birmingham. Millipedes. And we're talking about insects. They say Hawaii doesn't have any snakes. But when I was planting flowers around the trees, hello Galileo. When I was planting flowers around the trees, you know, the snakes, they had snakes. They were, just picture a black worm, a black, like fishing worm or something. And it had little eyes on it. That was the snake, and they get about that big, and they were skinny like a worm around the base of the trees in the soil. That was as big as the snake got. That was kind of gross too, if I think about it. One ant mound, a colony, oh my gosh, the size of a football field. Oh wow, if they're sensitive to ground movement, they're going to come up out of the ground. Oh wow. They don't like, they say there is no snakes in Hawaii due to the mongoose over there, mongoose. The games that they're playing with concerning the frequencies, it's right. That's a lot, you all. You know, let me tell you, I hear something, you can't see it behind the trees. Two like military helicopters. There's always two, and they go that way. I don't know where they're going, but I seen them yesterday. I think they're like flying down highway something. One of the highways, 60 or 56 or something in Salem. But we're talking about ants. Have you been seeing a lot more of these inside your house? Because they're on the increase. I'm not talking about the little bitty pea ants. I'm talking about the in-between ants. They're around 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch. And they're not the great big gigantic black carpenter ants either. These are the in-between ants. They're coming out all over the place. The frequency has changed the migration. The lizards, the flies, and you keep a stick for the pans so they don't dry. Spiders you can deal with. The worm snake. You think they're called the worm snake? They probably are then. Coco, honey, I got something crawling on my arm, it feels like. Yeah, you don't want to start thinking about bugs, because then you're going to start itching. If you're just tuning in, you will. There's increase of ants all over the place. They're making I hear those helicopters over there in the southern sky. I really do. This is the inverted mode of the sky. Okay, it's off of there and off back here. You hear them? Yeah, you can barely hear them. I mean, they just go back and forth. We used to get Black Hawk helicopters coming over here, this direction quite often. One time, one was like hovering over the garden area right above the tree line. It was just hovering over there. And it was shaking the shed. So they're watching everything that we do, you all. They got the drone insects. I don't think that these ants that we're seeing are drones, but they're coming out of wherever they were living, and now they're coming into the house. You don't like the creepy crawlies. Exterior of your home, you got them. The bull ants are the ones you're talking about, and you don't think they have nothing to worry about. The big black ants, and they eat the termites. Well, if I got termites, I would like some big black ants to come and eat them, but I don't want no bugs crawling on me at night, because, you know, I think they could get inside your ears. And how you going to get them out if they get inside your ears? I think that laughing wore me out. You all took a burst of my energy out, but it was good to laugh. It was so good. But are you seeing more of these? And we're talking about ants. Ants that you haven't seen before. And William says there's like a... William said there's like a ton of grasshoppers. It's around a mile away from your house, and it's not normal. They're covering the fields, and they're going to make their way to where you're at. William, what was it? Yeah. You have archon, arch clouds with thin arches, ships that you showed. Wow. Oh, wow. Automatic feeder with the ants. It's biblical. Peroxide will hit the bugs out of your ears. Oh my gosh. But I don't want no bugs in my ears. You was at the pool and it was blazing small drone. You saw a small drone insect? Came and it sat by you? Wow. Oh my gosh. They look like what you would see in your fish finder. Wow. So if you're all just tuning in, there's all types of insects and stuff in here, what people have been seeing. And maybe I don't think we're just noticing it more, because there's a lot of things that have changed, that a lot of things that, excuse me, that are not normal at all. They're not. Yeah. You watch them crawl out of the baseboards. Ooh, that's kind of gross. It's kind of yucky. It is. I am going to go, you all. But if you're watching this video as a repeat, if you have seen these more than normal, you've seen all these black ants coming out of nowhere where you didn't used to see them before, can you please put it in the comment section? Because something's going on, and we got the insects maybe, according to a comment on here, the vibration of the earth could be causing them to come up out of the ground. And there's, excuse me, a lot of insect mounds in a field, around 30 of them. There's something happening. With the insects are going to be the first to notice it, you all. The insects, the animals. We got to look to them for the signs of what's to come. We really do. They can feel this a subtle, small movement under the earth, too. So I am going to go. I just wanted to see what I could see over there. I'm going to go. And with that being said, thank you for watching. And hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I hope to see you tonight around 8:30.